Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025-2026 school year. I'm Todd Bauer, your superintendent. So pleased to be here with you, and I am joined by...
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you had a great summer. Joined by Deanna Waters, your assistant superintendent.
All right, so Dr. Waters, tell me a little bit about your summer. How'd it go? What are we thinking?
Well, it was shorter this summer, definitely with the calendar date. Next summer should feel a lot better. But that being said, it was pretty good. I have a 21-year-old now.
Oh.
So got to...
I cannot believe you're old enough to have a 21-year-old.
I know,
Jeez.
Me neither. But we had a good time celebrating this summer on vacation. I let her bring some college friends, and they enjoyed it. We'll just leave it there.
All right.
They know how to party.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay.
How about you?
It was a great summer, way too quick, as we have often discussed.
Yes.
This year, that will not happen. Let me say this to the folks at home. We will not be getting out on June 18th or whatever it was last year. We're going to stick with that whole June 11th, 12th area.
Yeah, that'll
graduating.
feel much better.
That'll feel better. All right. So that being said, great summer, lots of time with family, lots of work to be done though. So here we are at Convocation 2025. Wish we were in the high school auditorium, but we are not. We're here live in the North Penn High School TV studio, streaming to all of our buildings. But to get things started, I thought it would be great to do some icebreakers, get to know you, activities, other things. What do you think? Yeah?
I was actually not thinking icebreakers. Did you see the TikTok this summer that was going around?
No,
teachers don't really want to do that.
TikTok's not my thing, no.
Well, you should try it. It's really cool. They have a lot to offer.
Okay,
But
all right.
That being said, that's not really what people want to do. They kind of just want to, they're easing back into the school year.
All right.
I don't know. I actually can show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Our friend Tara Bram over at Bridle Path, she actually reenacted a TikTok to make it, North Penn style.
Got it.
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Teachers don't want to play icebreaker games. Partner with people who aren't their teacher besties, rotate tables, or fill out giant Post-it notes to be shared with everyone at another time. We want to learn the information and then have time to work back in our classrooms. Who said that?
Okay. So I get it. They don't want to do games. They just want the information. Let's get going and get me back to my classroom. That's the
Pretty
thing?
much, yeah.
Okay. All right.
They've got a lot to do.
Understood. All right. So the objective here today is to provide the information, offer some shout outs and appreciation to folks to really get us ready for the start of the school year. So that being said, I think it's important that we start with some shout outs. In the studio today, we have Mr. Mike Bodai, who's going to kind of help us facilitate some of those shout outs. Let's throw it over to Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, North Penn. This morning, I put together this Padlet for you to be able to put together some NP staff shout outs. So throw out a shout out to someone in your building, your department, within the district who supports you, inspires you, or you're just glad that they're here with you at North Penn. You can go to the bit.ly/NPConvo, or you can scan the QR code on your screen to be able to jump in and participate in our staff shout-outs. Once you land on the Padlet, you can navigate down to the green plus sign where you can add in the name of the person you're giving a shout out to. You're going to write your shout out. Beneath that, you can add an image or a GIF if you wish and include your name as well as the department of the recipient if known. So in a little bit, we'll check back with me and we will give some shout outs to all of the people who participated in the shout outs this morning. Back to Todd and Deanna.
All right, thank you, Mike. Please take the time, throw a shout out there to one of your colleagues or someone who just makes your life here in North Penn a little bit better. All right, so since June 18th, the North Penn staff has been working tirelessly to prepare for the first day of school. From schedules to floors, the work has been non-stop. The facilities team has been scrubbing classrooms, waxing floors, and making sure that every building is spotless, while grounds crews trim trees, they mow the fields, and they refresh landscaping to welcome our students back. Let's check in over at Nash Elementary School with our facilities crew led by Susan Reynolds.
It's kind of like working magic. That's what I always say. We're here to work magic. We clean from top to bottom. I mean, every piece of furniture, the walls, the floor. We're gonna pull your light covers off. We're gonna make sure that all the bugs and everything are out of there. We're gonna change all the light bulbs, countertops, sinks, bookshelves. Every area that we don't have time to get in the school year, we're hitting that. And then the very last thing we finish it with is we're going to completely strip the floor and re-wax it. So we're trying to bring the floor back to life. I believe that a huge part of the learning experience is having the kids come into a clean and happy and healthy environment. So it's really important that we start the school year off on a fresh slate and the kids get what they deserve when they come into the school year. I think about how I would feel if it was my kids and what I would want for them.
Great job. So while we chose to highlight the crew over there at Nash, all of our teams work hard to give all students and staff the same experience when they return from the summer. So thank you to our custodial and facilities teams for all of your hard work. Our school nutrition services team has not only been ordering food, stocking cafeterias, and prepping kitchens so that healthy meals are ready to go on day one, they also continued the summer feeding program, providing over 34,000 snacks and meals this summer for students.
All right, now let's jump over to our transportation department and talk about these heroes. Bus schedules are out and ready for the first day of school, but that's not all that our transportation staff does to stay busy over the summer. Besides inspecting the entire fleet, the drivers picked up hundreds of students and transported them safely to extended school year, ELD, and Spark programs across the district. And as we open the school year, our transportation staff welcomed our newest Knights at K-Day. Let's take a look.
K-Day is a tradition unlike any other in North Penn, actually. We've been doing this for years. The kindergartners' first time to be able to ride a bus. They're able to see what's like sitting on a bus, going for a ride on a bus. Our great bus drivers in North Penn are going to teach them the rules of the bus.
When she gets to the bus stop, you're going to hear the air brake. That means the bus is secure.
When they're sitting at the bus stop and waiting for the bus and how to be away from the danger zone. We try to teach that from day one so they know those fundamentals going through their entire education career, because they're going to be going to school for 12 years here, and we're going to teach some of the parents some things about the basics of transportation in North Penn. I think the parents truly appreciate the opportunities being given to get their child comfortable with riding a bus for the very first time.
The main thing on being on a bus is that we stay seated.
We have the best team in the industry, in my opinion. Every one of our drivers is extremely dedicated to what they do every day. They truly have a passion for the children's safety and their education, and that's why we're here.
That was so much fun. And it wasn't just the buses that were full. North Penn offered a wide range of summer learning opportunities, from Spark to kindergarten readiness, ESY, extended school care, and community education camps. Staff provided programs to support and inspire students at every level. Let's dive a little deeper into one of those camps and check in with curriculum supervisor Nina Fenstermaker.
This is the SPARK program. SPARK is an acronym for Summer Program for Academic Readiness for Knights. SPARK is designed for our elementary Knights, kindergarten through 6th grade, for students who want to engage in additional practice for ELA and math over the summer to help them be the most prepared for the upcoming school year. We have 4 weeks of program that is designed to help the students boost their skills in ELA and math. So our day runs from 9 until 11:30, and we structure it like a mini school day. We start the day in a morning meeting, building classroom community, getting to know our students, and then we go into ELA and have math time at the end of the day as well. Our primary students are focusing more on our foundational skills, and we use resources that are used during the regular school year like Foundations, Geodes, we have Foundations readers. In the upper grades, our students are also working on foundational skills, but we're using resources aligned to our classroom-based instruction during the school year. Students are participating in literature circles, working on comprehension, writing skills, and also boosting their vocabulary as they head into the next school year. In the ELA block, in all classrooms, we prioritize small group instruction so that the instruction can be very personalized to students' interests and what they need to work on in that small group. So in math, our students are working in the iReady curriculum to build on what they already know, just really strengthening the skills that they already have so that they're most prepared for the next school year. Spark has over 140 students this year, and we have about 30 teachers teaching in our Spark program, and it wouldn't operate as smoothly as it does without the support of our transportation department, without SNS providing snack to our students daily, and obviously what's happening in the office and program-wise to make this operationalize the way that it does. As part of our mission in the North Penn School District, we want to develop our students into lifelong learners, and our summer programs are definitely focused on elevating learning for our students so that they continue to be the best that they can be.
This is the best lemonade I ever tasted.
Okay, thanks for that, Nina, and thank you to all of those who were involved in making that camp and all of our other camps happen. All right, so we're moving right along here, and teachers and academic leaders spent the summer fine-tuning lessons and aligning curriculum to set the stage for a strong year of learning and a brand new special. More on that in a minute. Meanwhile, school offices have been buzzing with activity as staff plan for 1,327 new students and finalizing 13,000 schedules. And before students step into the classroom, our educators have been sharpening their own skills, participating in professional development to bring fresh ideas and stronger strategies into the year ahead.
Together, every department is doing its part to ensure North Penn is ready to welcome students back with opportunity, innovation, and excitement. I think that's worth a shout out. So let's check back in with Mike Badai.
Thanks, Deanna. If you haven't yet, please go to bit.ly/npconvo25 or scan the QR code to give a staff member a shout out. So we're going to start it off right by wishing Joe Santinello a happy birthday. Thank you for a great summer band camp for our summer marching nights. Rebecca Pimble, welcome to the North Penn Music Department. I'm so glad to be your mentor this year. We had a great start together. You got this. North Penn Security Department, shout out to an amazing security team at NPSD. Miss you guys and hope everyone has a safe and courageous year. Our special education paraprofessionals, you support our students, or your support for our students is critical to their success. Thank you for helping to start another great year. Our special ed supervisors, have an awesome year, friends. You're an incredible dynamic group. Keep up being awesome, and I will miss you. North Penn High School facility staff, your team rocks. Thanks for getting the building ready for the 25-26 school year. Tim Golden, thank you for being a shining star that you are. Golden barely scratches the surface. Skyhawks never surrender. Elementary special ed and student services, I'm so excited to start year 2 and support you. Allison Kukler, Director of Elementary and Special Ed and Student Services. Again, if you have not yet contributed your North Penn staff shout out, please go to bit.ly/npconvo25 or scan the QR code. Now back to Todd and Deanna.
Thank you, Mike. I'm loving these shout outs, so keep them coming. All right, so speaking of shout outs and summer work, the high school renovations is the reason that we're virtual for Convocation, and we might be doing it this way for a few years. But next, we're going to move over to North Penn High School so that you can get a glimpse of all that happened since the moment students and staff left for summer break.
But before we do, I do need to give a huge shout out to Toby Hilbert and our facilities staff for managing all that comes with an enormous renovation, in addition to all the regularly scheduled cleaning and opening the building on time with all of these changes. We have Deblina Kindu of North Penn Television to highlight some of these changes that the students will see on Wednesday.
Hello, North Penn. As you may have noticed, North Penn High School has been going through some changes and has been undergoing construction. Today we're here to show you some of the changes and tell you what you need to know. One of the things we need to show you is our new temporary classrooms. Coming through the main entrance, behind me is the Audion. We have 3 classrooms in the Audion. Audion 1, 2, and 3. Audion 1 and 2 are right behind me, and Audion 3 is where the orchestra is. This is K-Pod, where most of the construction is still underway. 3rd floor K-Pod is closed. 2nd floor K-Pod has a handful of classrooms that are under construction, but you can still use both of these stairwells. 4 of the additional temporary classrooms are in the auditorium. 4 of them are located directly behind me. 1 and 2 are on my right, and 3 and 4 on my left. As you may see, the auditorium looks a little bit different. Behind me is the backing to the temporary classrooms. For special events, assemblies, and concerts, we'll be using the front of the auditorium as well as the balcony, which provides over 1,200 seats. If you can't tell, this is clearly a construction zone. If you don't recognize it, it's our pool. So to all of you who are dying to get back to your swim classes and you are disappointed that you couldn't get back to it the first couple weeks of school, don't you worry, because this will be done in November. A major change for all students and traffic is that AEF Courtyard is closed for construction. So if you have a class in A-Pod and you need to get to H-Pod, you'll have to go all the way around and you cannot come to the courtyard during this time. However, all the exits are open for emergency purposes only. So don't be like Cameron over here who's trying to get through the courtyard. Most of you recognize this space. It's our IMC. However, we have 2 new additional temporary classrooms behind me. If you enter to the main doors of the library, to my right is Library 1 and Library 2. 2 additional temporary classrooms you may have a hard time finding are the classrooms on top of C39. If you walk upstairs to second floor C-Pod, you'll find C139A and C139B. You'll also find Mr. Burger. In the senior CAF, you'll find the last 4 additional temporary classrooms. This is not where lunch takes place, but where learning takes place. Over here, you'll find Cafe 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are some of the major changes you'll see on the first day of school. However, there are plenty more to come through the course of the year. How will I know what's going on? Right here on North Penn Television. Each week on the morning show, we'll tell you guys what you guys need to know and the major changes for the week. I'm Debbie Kandu, and right now, I gotta get back to work.
All right, thank you, Deblina. Great job as always, and thank you to the MPTV crew for putting that together. So we all know that the reason we're all here is so that our students can learn, grow, and be prepared for life well beyond the North Penn School District. Each summer, we spend time sifting through our student achievement data and identifying areas to celebrate and areas where we fell a bit short of our goals. This summer, there was much to celebrate, but also a few areas where we need to continue to focus our attention. Here are a few of the highlights. First, I have to give a shout out to our grade 8 math PSSA, a 15.5% increase. That is not a typo, 15.5% increase in our middle schools. In 3rd grade, math increased by 7.6%, 5th grade was 6%, grade 6 was 4.6%, and grade 7 was 1%. We had a 1.7% in our algebra keystones as well across the district. It was a 5.7% at large across the school district in math scores. Jumping up to our AP exams at North Penn High School, we had 878 students take an AP class and 1,930 exams were taken by those 878 students. Of those 1,930 tests, 86% of those tests scored a 3 or higher. Just astounding work.
That really is. That's amazing. So as Todd previously mentioned, we have a brand new STEM special that we're piloting this year. So I'm really excited to introduce the SHIELD special. SHIELD stands for Solving Hypotheses Through Innovation, Environmental Literacy, and Design. And the purpose is to present an equitable educational experience focused on the enhancement of the science and engineering practices, the environmental literacy, sustainability standards, and other STEM-focused ideas. So this year, we're going to be piloting in grades 1 through 6 in 5 of our elementary schools, but next year, all 13 elementary schools get to benefit from this awesome opportunity. I do want to give a special shout out to Sean Arney and Rebecca Russo for all of their hard work in making this happen.
So it does sound to me, Deanna, like it's not really a pilot, it's a transition. We're kind of moving to.
Yeah. 5 schools, not really a pilot, but we calling it a pilot. But yeah, we're looking forward to bringing everyone on board.
That's great. All right. So thank you for that information, Deanna. It's another great accomplishment to start. Hold on a second.
Actually.
My apologies. We had my camera. Let's go to Deanna's camera.
Yeah, actually, another great accomplishment that I wanted to mention is the comprehensive plan. So last school year, we had more than 40 committee members including staff from various departments and roles, parents, community members, and students. We all came together to identify our district strengths and areas of growth. And then a core team of us used that input to develop goals for the continuous improvement plan. So you'll be hearing more about this over the course of the year from your principals and central office.
Great. So this time we're actually on my camera. Okay, got it. All right. So thank you for that important information, Deanna.
You're
welcome. You know what? Information sharing is really important for any organization and, of course, for this team. It's also important for us to build relationships, get to know one another. And one of our leadership workshops that I attended this spring, leveraged the metaphor of bricks and mortar. The metaphor described that the people and the programs in an organization are the bricks and the building blocks of productivity. But it then spoke to our relationships being the mortar that holds everyone together. So it's important to get to know our new folks in our buildings across the district. At the top of the show, we saw a slideshow of some of our new teachers from induction. In June, our new CFO, Mrs. Tara Hauser, joined the North Penn family. So I'm going to head over to this side of the studio and have a chat with Mrs. Hauser. All right, so here we are, different camera. Mrs. Hauser, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to North Penn. I know it feels like you've been here forever, but this is our first formal introduction to the people in the buildings.
Correct.
So let's, before we get into the business, there's much to talk about. Let's talk about who is Mrs. Tara Hauser.
So I came to North Penn with about 20 years of finance and accounting experience, started on May 15th, so I'm just coming up on 90 days. I'm originally from the Parkland area. I have 2 kiddos, 122, 110, and my husband is a retired Air Force fighter pilot, and he now flies for Southwest. So we live up in the Allentown area.
Got it. So I do need to take some time to give a special shout out to the 22-year-old who graduated from a very esteemed university this spring. Tell us about Winnie.
So Winnie graduated from West Point in May over Memorial Day weekend, commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Army, and she is now attending medical school in Philadelphia, where she will go back into the Army and serve as an Army physician.
All right, so thank you to the Hauser family for their sacrifices. You said your husband served, your daughter just graduated from West Point. Incredible. Want to give a shout out to the 10-year-old? We got to, right?
Yeah, so Ben, my 10-year-old Ben is a football player, and he is very excited to be the starting center on his 115-pound team, I think is the weight class.
Sounds
so
great.
That's where we are with Ben.
That's terrific. Well, we're happy to have you here. And I don't know if you've heard or not, but every time you turn on the news, they're talking about funding and education. Right? We're hearing about the Department of Ed. We're hearing about our title funds. I know that the governor's budget still has not passed. And quite frankly, I have to be honest, there's some worry here.
Yep.
My question to you is it time for us to panic?
It is not time for us to panic. So the short answer for North Penn is no. We are very fortunate that only about 20% of our budget is actually reliant on funding from the state. And that funding actually comes to us over the course of the entire year. So a delay of 3 to 4 months, we can weather without really changing much of our normal processes. If the budget impasse extends into a 4th or 5th month, we may have to look at moving some of our investments into cash. And we might lose a little bit of interest income, but in actuality, like I said, most of our funding comes from local funds, which flows into the district in the fall, mostly before November. Therefore, we're very fortunate that our local funding coming so early compared to state funding will help us bridge the gap until our state folks up in Harrisburg can come to a consensus and pass a budget. Additionally, just to talk about the federal stuff, after a surprising hold on approved federal funds earlier in the summer, some of our title programs were in what we thought might be a little bit of danger, but it seems that all of that funding is now starting to flow again, and we should be in okay shape for the school year. I would like to mention on a departmental note, I am really happy to be part of the district, especially at such an exciting time with the high school project underway, but also because we actually have a lot of new faces, almost 7 in the business and operations team, and together we're bringing a lot. We're coming together to come up with a lot of new ideas and hope to bring some exciting updates and changes to add some efficiencies and support our processes to make everyone's life a little bit easier.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Tara, so much for that introduction, that important information, and a special shout out to the business department for navigating these uncertain times. So sounds like it's time for some more shout outs. Let's throw it over to Mike.
Thanks, Todd. We have some additional birthdays today. We have Susan Reynolds, happy birthday. Bob Garner, thank you for being the voice of reason in the dimension of chaos and confusion, and come on down to the parking lot and enjoy a game of Skyhawks. Shout out to Barry Ray Rudolph. You will always make me smile, and you are the best colleague. Fourth grade Montgomery fourth grade team, welcome to the team, Patty. We are super excited to have you for the 25-26 school year. Best team ever. Elementary custodians, without you, our schools could not look so great. So thank you for making them all look great over the summer. Tanya Garahan, you are the best for all of the PD needs that you take care of for the curriculum department. And last but not least, Mario Pike, the OG therapy dog. Shout out to the best furry coworker. Keep bringing the calm vibes to the students and staff of North Penn. Woof. And now back to you, Todd and Deanna.
That was great. I appreciate the wolf. Shout out to Mario. Brightens everyone's day. So thank you to our tech department. They support every single student, staff, and community member. And it is no easy task to prepare for a whole new class coming in. Let's take a look at this summer's Chromebook distribution program.
Hold it like this. See how I have my hand underneath here? You want to try it? Here you go. You're going to hug it. Got it? Give it a hug. Awesome.
And welcome to Chromebook distribution for the 25-26 school year. This year we are distributing approximately 3,000 devices to our kindergarten students, new students, and our 10th and 11th graders. None of this is possible without our staff. We have 40 staff who have been working since June to make sure that all of these Chromebooks are ready for distribution. On site, we have our technical support team who are making sure that all the Chromebooks are functional. We have our tech support specialist team who make sure that students can log in and they have the training information that they need to access any of the digital applications. And also, behind the scenes, we have staff currently this summer who are working very hard to make sure that our network is upgraded, so we have the speeds we need for all of the students to access our network, as well as all of the digitally rostered applications to be set and ready to go by the first day of school. Putting technology in the hands of our students is only one way that our students learn. For our technology team, it's a great way for us to engage with the community and to help them understand this balance between using technology, being digitally responsible, and also utilizing all the other resources that we have available in the classroom. In this digital age, the North Penn School District prides itself on providing equity of access for all of our students so that they continue to be lifelong learners.
Okay, thank you for another great segment from North Penn Television. I don't think people realize all that goes into the distribution, let alone all that goes into just getting our Chromebooks ready for distribution, including the inventory, the setup, and things of that nature. After the distribution process, the training process really gets started. And it does take a village of folks to help our youngest learners know how to utilize the technology. Speaking of training, there's so much to do in terms of training as educators. There's child abuse training, cybersecurity training, Title IX training, EpiPen training, ALICE training, and the list goes on and on. That doesn't even include our specialized trainings for certain curricular materials, operating specific machinery or utilities, and our online tools and resources. This year, we have a change in our school calendar for all of that online training. Over the summer, you received communications about completing all of that asynchronous online training sometime between now and January 2nd. If you didn't take a close look at the calendar yet, I will let you know that January 1st is a Thursday, so Friday, the day we would normally come back to school, is January 2nd. But rather than heat up all the buildings and get everything ready for one day to have a weekend, we are kind of putting all that asynchronous training together so that you can do it sometime between now and then not come to work on that day. Please keep in mind that training is supposed to be done outside of your normal workday. Deanna?
All right, so it's time to take a break, I think, from all of this business. So after all, it is important for us to have some fun. So in the summer, we do spend time with goal setting and leadership training as a cabinet team, and then as a full administrative team during our leadership academy. The work is so important, but it's also important for us to do a bit of team building and laugh together.
Whoa. No team building. I just saw a TikTok. Tara Brem told us no team building activities.
Well, that was for staff. She didn't say anything about administrators. Let's take a look so that you can laugh at your administrator's expense.
everything he says is not part of any HR complaint. I just want to make sure that's clear ahead of time. There you go, pushing, 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 pushing. Go around the cone. Where's your Walter? Walton, Walton, get a spin in there, get a spin. At least one spin. That's fine, get it, that's fine. Somebody asked for a trial run. I said, I think we want to get out of here at 3:30, right? That's the goal, yes.
All right, not funny.
That was really hard.
Yeah, it was hard. I couldn't get my arms in that little costume.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, so anyway, lots of fun. And
Shout out to Annie, didn't she win?
Annie Robbins over there at
Yeah.
Penfield Middle School, she was victorious.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty great. All right, so as we get to the end, near the end of today's convocation, we wanted to bring some voices of our graduates to you. At North Penn, the impact of our staff goes far beyond the classroom. For generations, teachers, coaches, and mentors have shaped our students' futures, helping them discover their passions, build confidence, and feel a true sense of belonging. In this segment, we hear from 3 North Penn High School graduates whose journeys and careers have been inspired by the people who believed in them every step of the way.
The second angle, so we got our little camera set up. Yours over there at the desk. Okay, gotcha. Sounds good. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Hello, Josh.
What's up, Mr. Christopher? How are you?
There was a little birdie that told me that there's a teacher appreciation night coming up.
Really?
I thought I'd surprise you because I'm going to come down and see a game.
Connor, I'm just in awe right now. I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. Bio wasn't really my strong suit in high school, so I was thinking about dropping down to a lower class. And he said something earlier in the year. He's like, one of the biggest regrets I had in high school was, I was kind of in a class similar to this, an honors class, and I dropped down, and I ended up regretting it because I didn't really, try and put the work in. So I thought about that and, stuck it out the whole year.
I'll be coming down to the field afterwards to hopefully congratulate you on a win. That's what I'm hoping. I'll bring a bio book just in case you need to refresh on some of the things that...
I remember most of it, mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. Nah, we'll for sure pull out a win if you're coming down. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. You guys did really get me with that one. That might have been like the last face I expected to see on this.
Just how important it is to still do things like read and read books and do things at least at the start of your life, at the start of your adulthood, kind of the old-fashioned way, the importance of reading, the importance of critical thinking without, all of these tools. Because ultimately, in order to take that shortcut, you have to know what that shortcut is doing for you. In order to use ChatGPT, you should first have an understanding of the source that it's, summarizing for you and whether that's a good source or not. The ability to draw a straight line from I'm reading Thucydides to it's going to make me 6 figures and get me a solid 401k. It's hard to draw, and my heart goes out to the teachers that sort of have to make that happen. But I think it's important. I was not a math person, but I thank the lucky stars that my math teachers stuck with me, despite falling asleep in class sometimes. But what I did walk away from those experiences is with an appreciation. I don't think I thank my math teachers nearly enough for that lesson, because I didn't realize it until years later. But to me, that's the value of education. and that's the value I think of a public education, kind of exposure to a wide variety of topics, sometimes some that you find interesting, some that you don't, but ultimately produces somebody who is a critical, thoughtful thinker who knows more than just the world that is directly in front of them.
Hi teachers and staff at North Penn School District. I'm Emily Ikeda, class of 2012, sending you a massive thank you from Studio 1A here in New York City. I think of all of the formative and treasured experiences throughout my entire education, starting at Nash Elementary School, where I was challenged in push-up competitions from Miss Johnson. Mr. Thompson encouraged me to pick up the flute. I got to announce the school bus's arrival. And of course, Mr. Heemner teaching me to dream big. Playing field hockey and lacrosse helped build my confidence and teach me discipline. Shout out Mr. Romano, Ms. Robb, Coach McCracken, Coach Jay, Coach Willis, and so many more. And of course, NPTV for helping me build skills that I quite literally use every day here at work. I am so grateful for my time at North Penn School District. Thank you and best of luck to everyone shaping the thousands of lives this school year.
Oh, I love that. All right. Well, I guess that sums it up, right? The impact that you all have on our students from kindergarten to graduation and beyond, it's why we do what we do. So I feel as though when we work together and keep our focus on students, there is nothing that can stop us. And don't let anyone try to stop you. Wait, what is that music? Actually, now that I think about it, what happened to Todd? Todd?
And the world, I'm turning inside out, yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy, so don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me yes, now. I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all. Yeah. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a rocket ship ready to reload like an atom bomb about to explode. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic woman out of you. Hey, stop! Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I like it. Don't stop me, have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me yes, now. I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all.
right, North Penn, that's all we have for you on the 2025 Convocation. I do need to give a personal shout out to the following. We got Carly, Justin, Adrian, Debbie, Thomas, and some people back in this TV studio, but behind this camera is Cameron. So to Mrs. Fakish, Mr. Gilmer, and Dom. Dom only has one name, Dom. Thank you everyone so much for your preparations for this program. To my co-host, Dr. Waters, thank you. Mike, thanks for your help. Mrs. Hauser, thanks for coming in. Everyone have a great school year. Now to your classrooms, out to lunch, wherever you're going. Let's make it the best year yet. Bye everybody.